You found the Live Local Marketing Podcast, where business owners share their knowledge about what's working in the market today. No fluff, just their experiences and stories from people who are making it happen. And if authentic, practical marketing resonates with you, be sure to visit livelocalwarmmarketing.com and learn to grow your business on warm marketing referrals. Now, on to the show. Welcome. Thanks for joining us for Live Local Marketing. Today, we're with Drewbie. Sir, how are we feeling today?
Crushing the day so far, man. How about yourself?
Man, you know it's a great Friday when you get to hang out with Drewbie. It is it can be an awesome day today. I can tell already.
I love it.
So we'll do a little bit of background about Drewbie, and then we'll just hop right into the questions and start picking his brain. So he's the founder of Call the Damn Leads. I'm on that newsletter. If you haven't, make sure you jump on there. So many gems in there. It's a global movement helping entrepreneurs, sales teams, small business owners turn chaos into consistency through mindset, systems, and action. He's written 4 best-selling books, and I think one was just recently released in the last couple of weeks. We'll probably talk about that. And he's generating over $15 million in documented sales across multiple industries, from insurance to tech to coaching, e-commerce. He's proven one truth: success isn't luck, it's systems. Sir, you ready for the questions?
Hey, man, I love it. Let's jump in and help some people today.
Let's do it, man. Talk to us about your first win.
First win. If I really had to think about like first win in the sense of like really where I got, I would say graduating high school with like a 1.6 GPA and 30 missed days my senior year. And I say that, and I'm going to give a shout out to my mom, because there was a point where I was ready to drop out. I'm like, screw this. I don't need school. I'll go get a job. It'll be fine. And she said, no, just finish and promise me you'll finish and it'll be worth it. And I was like, this is stupid, but all right, Mom, you got it. And so I ended up finishing high school, and I will give my mom a lot of credit. That is a big win, because it did prove to me that even when things suck, I can keep showing up and get it done.
Man, as a former high school teacher years and years ago, you were the types of students that I always meshed well with, because I could see the big picture. And I'm like, let's just do the things. Let's just do the stuff that gets you out of here and moves on. So with that high school diploma, like, what did it teach you? What lessons did you learn?
I was just talking about this in a mastermind group I'm in a group chat, and I was saying that the biggest thing that I learned from high school was I could show up, ace all of the tests, do none of the homework, and still squeeze by with like a C average.
Yeah.
And what it really taught me, I think, is kind of interesting, is you could have failed almost all of the tests, but if you just turned in your homework, you would have gotten like a B average. And so I always, like, as I look back on it, I've realized that it's the tedious day-to-day work that is actually what drives the needle, what moves the business, and really creates success. And so I kind of always operated under the, I do better under pressure mindset, right? I'll procrastinate and I'll do it the night before because I'll be really serious and focused. And I learned that fuel only lasts so long. So you got to kind of dial in and just focus on the day-to-day stuff, because that's what really matters.
Habit stacking. So let's start to get into it. What is your best habit?
Best habit: living and dying by the calendar. I'm super punctual.
That's good. So, I mean, all right. So like the whole family's on this calendar, your team's on the calendar. Talk to us more about this. What's going on with the calendar?
So from a calendar perspective, time is what I recognize as my most valuable asset. It's something that I work with myself, my family, my clients. Like, we can make more money, we can do all kinds of things, but we can't get back time, energy, or effort. So for me, I'm very, very intentional about time, where we're spending it, what we're spending it doing, how we're utilizing it, and being respectful of it for ourselves and for others. Because I think that's a big issue in a lot of lives, is most people, they don't respect their time, so other people don't respect it, and then they constantly feel walked on or as if they're being taken advantage of, and it's because they haven't created a boundary there.
That's amazing. So are we using like a physical like calendar? Are we tossing on the phone? Are we using a Google Calendar? Doesn't matter.
I'm a Google Calendar guy. I love Google everything. It makes life so much easier when you can just sync all in one place. And so Google Calendar is my boss. If you look at it, you would probably think I'm a little bit of a maniac. It kind of looks like a Tetris board, lots of different blocks, all sorts of colors. But when I look at it, I see beauty, because I know exactly what I'm going to do, what the purpose of that thing is, how it's fitting into my belief of life, and what I call the 4 6s, which is where I try to spend my time every day. And as long as I just focus on that, man, life is good. Google Calendar, you the boss.
All right. I have 2 different questions. Like, so do you want to focus more on the book or the podcast? Does it matter to you?
Doesn't matter to me, man. Whatever's most interesting to you.
Let's do book. How did you say, have you wrote 4 books? Obviously, time is a huge factor. No one just sits down and writes a book. You had to be super disciplined with that. How did you set up and organize that book writing?
So I'm really blessed. I've spent a shitload of money learning from publishers over the years. So my first book that I
Mm,
had published, I worked with a publisher. She kind of gave me the rundown on it. The second book that we worked on together never actually came to light, but I learned a lot about the process. And so the
gotcha.
secret to writing a book, everyone, I'm going to give it to you here in like the next 60 seconds. Are you ready for it? Pay
Let's do
attention.
it. Yeah,
Number
let's do
one,
it.
you need to know who the book is for. Who's actually going to read this thing? Because that's the most important thing. Who are you writing it for? What is the story and the lesson that they're going to learn by reading the book? Like, what's the purpose of it? Where are they going to go from where they are now to where they're wanting to be? What's the purpose? What is the overarching idea behind why you're writing this book for that person? And then here's the thing that I think a lot of people mess up is they just write a book and then they have no next step.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so this applies not just
That's
in
me.
book writing, but in sales and marketing too. Because if you're not talking to the right people and you're not making them the right offer and you're not giving them a chance to take the next step, you're really doing nothing but blowing around a lot of hot air. And so when you're wanting to write the book, it's just getting really clear who it's for, what they're going to learn when they're done reading it, and then what's their next step should be afterwards.
Those just gems, man. That is a good. That's beautiful. I didn't take that advice from my own book. I have it out, and I need to do a second one, and I need to take your advice. So that's it. I'm working on it now. I'm
Come on,
speaking into it existence.
let's go.
All right, man. So, what is your favorite marketing strategy right now? What is the thing like you get up and I love doing this thing right now? A quick break before we get to that next answer, because I know that answer is going to be brilliant, which is why I chose this moment to interrupt. If you love what you're seeing and you want to run your business off of warm marketing referrals, visit our website, livelocalwarmmarketing.com. It's got valuable resources, office hours, memberships, the book, an array of resources to help you get rid of cold calls, cold leads, door knocking, and run a business you can be proud of through referrals and warm marketing. Now, back to the show.
I mean, honestly, right now, I love recording podcasts. So that
Cool.
to me is my favorite thing in the world to do. It is a strategy that's considered to be one to many in terms
Yeah.
of my message, my tactics, the things that I can help people achieve and grow with. The more people I can get it in front of at this time, the better. Because that's what the movement for Call the Damn Leads is all about. Like, how can we get in front of as many sales professionals as possible? And even if all they hear is call the damn leads, or all they read is call the damn leads, and it just motivates them to go and do something, like that's a
Yeah.
huge part of what I'm trying to do this for. But the podcast is, man, it's just so fun. I get to share so much wisdom.
Are you doing guest and solos?
So for me, I primarily do guest episodes for Call the Damn
Cool.
Leads. I love being a guest on other shows like yours. So Billy, thank you so much for having me. It's a
Obviously.
true
Yeah,
honor.
that's right.
Um,
Yeah.
and then when I do solo stuff, it's usually more tactical training type content. So it's a little
Gotcha.
more of a how-to type situation versus me just rambling and musing. Because to be honest with you, I have a podcast that I did called Crushing the Day. There's 900 episodes. 896 episodes. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Dang.
I'm a little
That's a
short.
lot.
I'm a little short of 900. But I mean, I have spoke about motivation and mindset and all those things until I'm blue in the face. And so for me, a lot of what I try to do from a solo perspective is just very tactical.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Let's solve it. Help you move forward.
All right. Let me ask you this for the podcast. Aside from me, who was one of your favorite guests?
Ooh. I've had some pretty incredible guests. I
I'm sure
will
you have.
say one of my favorites was Alex Sanfilippo, who is
Oh,
the owner of the
yeah.
Podmatch platform. I had to court
Yes.
him for probably 6 to 9 months to convince him
Nice.
that he was a sales guy and should be on the show. He kept trying to tell me he wasn't, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. This is like what we do here.
Sales
So
platform. Yeah.
he was an awesome guest to have for sure.
All right, that's awesome. All right, so let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about back to the call the damn leads. I know it's a lot of Salesforce and a lot of strategies, but video marketing has to be in there too. When you
Absolutely.
bring on a client, how do you talk to them about their video marketing and what their video marketing should look like?
All right. So number one, most people are terrified of doing video marketing. They
Mhm,
don't want to get on
mhm.
camera. They don't want to sound stupid. They don't want to look stupid. They don't want to make mistakes. They don't want to be judged. All the different reasonings and excuses people come up with. So the first thing I always tell them is especially right now, it's 2026 when we're recording this, AI is absolutely everywhere. So many people are seeing the deep fakes and the AIs, and you can't really even tell if it's real anymore. You're just like, what is going on? So real authentic video content is going to be a major factor in terms of how you build genuine connection
Yes.
with your audience.
Thank you.
And so
Good.
one of the biggest things and easiest ways to get over that fear, this is a little tip. I was literally just doing this before we started the call. If you go to Facebook, it'll tell you whose birthday it is. And you can just pull out your
Mm.
phone and go to Messenger and send them a message and just be like, hey, Billy, I saw it was your birthday. I just wanted to reach out and tell you happy birthday. Say thank you so much for following me, supporting all the things that we do here at Call the Damn Leads. And just remind you, if you need anything or you know any sales guys that need anything, send them my way. I'd be happy to take care of them. And just have some fun. It's your birthday. Take care. Boom. You do that 5, 6, 7 times a day, depending on how many friends you have. A, you're going to get way more confident. B, even if you sound or feel stupid, the fact that people are getting those videos from you, they're going to absolutely love it. I can't tell you how many messages I've gotten back from people that were like, hey man, listen, like I have family members that didn't even wish me a happy birthday. And you took time, like you're a sales guy that I talked to once 6 months ago, and you took the time to like send me a birthday. That's awesome, dude. Like, tell me more. And it's not just about the sales aspect of it, but the relationship
Yeah.
building piece is what really sets the bar there.
Yeah, because at some point the AI people are going to be just turned off by it. Like anybody can click something in there and make an AI video. That took zippy effort, and it's not going to land. It's not going to like hold the weight a real video is going to make. It's just going to
Think
be that
about
way.
AI copywriting, right? All of us loved when AI copywriting first came out because we were super stoked that it was making it way easier. But now that it's in mass use, we're all going, it's
Yeah.
not as good anymore. Copyright, like the copywriting has lost its aspect because there's no emotion. The robot
Yeah.
can't use the emotion that you can. And that's where the authenticity of it comes into play, right? That's why when you get on video and you stumble over a word or you fumble and you're like, like that's people are going to want that simply because it will let them know that you're not a robot. It's just really weird to say, but here we are. This is the way the world
Here it
shifts.
is. Nobody ruins marketing better than marketers. For sure. All right. So when you sit down with the folks, one of the big things they have to be doing is their story, their branding, right? How do you
Amen.
pull the story, the branding out from their business?
Man, a lot of times you got to get people out of their own way. The issue is because you're living in the mess, you're too close to it to see the whole message. And
Yeah.
this is why I think a lot of business owners have to go and hire someone else to come in and help them, because sometimes it's hard to get out of like the chaos and be able to see what you truly do, and at a level that's not just from your perspective but from the buyer's perspective. Because in the end of the day, like they don't care about what's in it for you, they care about what's in it for them.
Yep.
And when you're the business owner and you're the guy making the offers and doing the work and all the things, it can sometimes get difficult to explain it in a very clear and concise way. And it's like the curse of knowledge. You almost know too much, and it makes it like you over explain or you try to give. And then so it's really important from a branding perspective that we sit down and look at what is the origin story. How did this all come to be? What are the things that were like the core values or the red flags or green flags that made you go, hey, I will stand on this hill and I'll die on it for this belief about how customers should be taken care of, or how the job should be finished when you leave, or what, like every really successful business has that thing that just stands out about them, right? It's that personal touch or that little thing
Yes,
that
it
you're
is.
just like, do they do that different? Pretty sweet.
Do you have a favorite go-to question when talking to them about their brand? Like I like this one because it really brings it out in them.
Ooh, that is a good question about what would be my favorite question. I think a lot of it is just, why should I not
Meta.
do business with you?
Oh, that's a good one. It breaks down the barriers, doesn't it? It gets those objections out of the way.
I think even more than that, it's
Yeah.
like, hey man, let me get very clear about what I'm not willing to do or sacrifice in my business. Like, why should I not hire you? It's like, all right, well, because I refuse to lie, cheat, or steal. I refuse to take advantage of insurance companies. I refuse to, bow to the needs of the lending company when I know what's really important is what's best for you right now. And I'm not going to go and get the loan that gives me the biggest payday because I don't
Yeah.
believe in that. I want it to. So like there's, just that little aspect of that I think that really plays into it.
That's awesome. Great, 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 great. All right. So we took some time to bash AI for a little bit. Let's shift gears and talk about the good stuff about it. Because I mean, it can be helpful too. And I'm sure
Amen.
you're using it in your business. How are you using it in your business to help people individualize?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we use it for content creation on a
Yeah.
like a 10-80-10 type of situation. So if you guys are familiar with Dan Martell, he has the 10-80-10. I don't know if he came up with it, but that's where I learned it. And essentially it's you come up with the first 10% of the idea, you hand off the 80% of the grunt work to someone else to take the majority of
Yeah.
it, and then you put your final 10% finish on it. And so for
So,
me, I really like, AI from a content creation standpoint because it's going to be like, okay, here's my general idea. Go and make it expanded and all the things that I need to know about it. And then I can answer some questions to go a little deeper. But then it's like, okay, cool. Now that you've done all the heavy lifting, I can come in and just put my little finishing touches on it to make sure that it's correct, that it's doing all the things. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to sit and type out 10,000, 15,000 words worth of emails if I don't have to. I'd rather type out, I'd rather just pick up my phone and talk into it for 10 minutes and be like, all right, here's what I need. Here's the story. Here's the idea. This is the all idea. This is the call to action. Here's how many emails we're going to do. And then I want all that just spit out for me so that I can just piece in what I need to. That's really where
yeah.
I've learned to leverage AI for our business. We do it with creative, we do it with some other things, but like for me, it's just about building out the stuff that I don't want to personally sit and take hours and hours to type myself.
Yeah, that's a good one. So I have a follow up. I've started using it a little bit too in regards to the images. I've gotten way better here recently.
Oh yeah.
And it seems like people are okay with an AI image as long as it's entertaining, as long as it's kind of fun. Are you seeing that same thing? Or are you like turned off by AI images?
Oh no, we use them in our ads. I had one the other day that I launched. That was a picture of the Call to Damn Leads book in a cave on a rock, and there was a caveman looking at it, and it was like, I think I said something like very close to so
Yeah.
easy a caveman can do it, but I didn't want to get sued by
Nice.
Geico, you know what I mean? But it was like kind of tiptoeing that line.
Yeah.
And it got some conversions. I think people liked it. And here's the thing about the AI, I think like you said, is it's as long as we can recognize that it is intentionally silly or fun or
Okay.
purposeful, then we're a little more open to it versus when we see people that are trying to pass things off and we're like,
Yeah.
eh. Because even me, like I have some UGC content that we've created, with AI that's pretty dang good. But even then, I still like, I don't know. The people that I actually have, the real people holding the books, always convert better. So
Yeah.
take that for what you will.
Yeah. That's good. That's true. All right. So you do a lot of confidence building, right? You sit down, do some motivation. Let's talk to the people that are like, hey, listen, I know I want to do a business. I'm not sure I can work. I don't know if I have the business confidence. How does that discussion look with you when they sit down in front of you without any confidence? And how do you help them build it up?
Well, I think it starts with not everybody's supposed to be a business owner.
Okay, that's
I
blunt.
think that's a very direct thing that needs to be explained to the world right now. It's like not everybody's cut out to be a business owner. And I don't think you should feel like you have to be the business owner to be successful. And what I mean by that is there are a lot of responsibilities that come with owning the business and having that ego and pride aspect of like whatever you want to, oh, I'm the business
Yeah.
owner, I'm a entrepreneur, CEO, founder, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
no, you're a guy that said, hey, I don't want to work for anybody else, so I'm going to do 10 times as much to get the same amount.
Yeah.
Very
That's true.
transparently,
Yeah.
because you can be a very successful person in business if you have what I consider to be an intrapreneurial mindset. And what I mean by that is you go into your position as if you own it. You operate and you do the work as if you own the business, and that's the level of seriousness that you work at. But you still get to clock out and go home at the end of the day, and you don't have all the
Yeah.
weight of everybody else's problems on your plate. You simply have the weight of your role. Now, if you choose to take on other people's problems, right, you're like letting Becky in marketing quiet to you because she's getting yelled at because she sucks, and like John over here is mad because he's not doing his routes properly. So it's like, hey man, that's not on me, that's on you guys. Like that's
Yeah.
different. But you can be extremely successful in a position and you can invest. And like, there's people that have been janitors that have retired as millionaires. And then there's those same people that were janitors that are like, I'm going to go start my own janitorial business, and they go broke and hungry.
Yeah.
Same job. One guy does the job and goes home happy. The other guy had to be in charge to feel good. And so, like, I think that first and foremost is like, are you willing to take on the responsibilities of owning a business? Because there's so much more to it than you realize. That's the first conversation. After that, then it's a matter of, why are you crazy enough to do this? Because whatever that driving factor is behind you, that wife, kid, $10 million in debt, I don't know, whatever it is, like, that's the reason you're going to get up and suffer every single day. And of course, there's good times in business, right? Like, I'm not here to be the doom and gloom guy, but like, what's the statistic? 89% of businesses fail in the first 3 to 5 years.
3 years.
And 3 years is like not a long time.
No,
it goes by really fast. But let me tell you, 3
yes.
years when you start a business and you're grinding for every dollar and you're trying to figure out how you're going to pay rent this month and how you're going to put food on the table. And, this person who was supposed to show up for work that already got paid just decided they weren't coming in. I have one lady that I work with that, like, she hired this girl, paid her salary, and then the lady just disappeared for 30 days and was like, oh, sorry, I've been dog sitting. I've been busy. And it's like, what are you even talking? Like, people are the craziest. Like, people be peopling. So if you're crazy enough to own a business and start a business, just know you're in for it.
You're in for it. So the risk reward, because then you can grow up and be like Drewbie someday, or you can end up being in the poorhouse. One of the two. You got those options.
Hey man, I've been in the poorhouse a couple of times. It is what it is.
We
sometimes
all have.
Like, I think this is a good point to bring up. Like, a lot of people are watching and they're listening and they see all the good stuff, right? And I can sit here and tell you about all the amazing things that I've done and all the great times and the trips and all the stuff. But I can also tell you about the times where I've sat here and wondered, like, how the hell am I going to figure, like, what am I going to do? Am I even in the right place? Should I just quit my job and go be a greeter at Walmart and tuck my tail between my legs and just admit that I'm not as good as I thought I was? Like, these are the thoughts that go through our mind. And it happens to everyone. And I've met people that make more money than they know what to do with. They have the same thoughts. They have that same doubt, those imposter syndrome feelings. And so just know, like, if you're dealing with that, you're not alone. But choosing to stay alone and not seek out people you can connect with and build relationship and learn from, that's what's keeping you stuck.
Yeah. That's good, man. That's some amazing advice. That's amazing advice. We probably could sit here and chit chat and shoot the shit for like another 25 minutes, but I know you're a busy dude. You got speaking events, you got books to write, like you're doing all the things. So we're going to have you do the outro, pick one of your businesses, and where can people get a hold of you and consume the content and start calling their damn leads.
Best thing they can do, take this episode right here and share it on social media. Two reasons. One, it's going to let us know that we got some value out of today's time that we spent together. We know we did. I learned something. You learned something. These are always fun for us. But more importantly, for the listener, if they are sharing it, it means they got something. So if you hear this and you put it out there, I'm going to know that you got something out of it. And if you tag at Call the Damn Leads, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to see it. I'm going to follow up with you. I'm going to ask you what you liked about the episode. And we can have a conversation. Maybe you need some help. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just want to support the movement, support me, whatever. That's awesome. I'm here for that. But by sharing this episode, you're doing me and Billy a huge favor. And if you guys don't want to share the episode because you're shy or whatever, that's fine. Just go to callthedamnleads.com. We've got books, training. I've got a podcast. I've got all sorts of free content. If you don't like spending money, if you want to spend some money, even better. But either way, we just appreciate you hanging out and hearing, me babble on for the last 30 minutes or so.
No, that's awesome, man. We appreciate it. I'm already on the newsletter. I'm always reading all your stuff. So I'm already on board. I'm ready to go. Sir, we appreciate your time and your help today. And I hope the head cold goes away. You were fighting through it today. You did a great job of fighting through and being a tough guy. So
thank you.
We appreciate all your knowledge and your toughness. And hopefully we get you on again sometime when you get the next book out.
Can't wait.